Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 6 of the Daily Stoic Deep Dive. Today we will be going into seeing our addictions. We must give up many things to which we are addicted, considering them to be good. Otherwise, courage will vanish, which should continually test itself. Greatness of soul will be lost, which can't stand out unless it disdains as petty what the mob regards as most desirable. And that's from Seneca on Moral Letters. I'm just going to run through that one more time to get a deeper understanding of what Seneca is trying to say. We must give up many things to which we are addicted, considering them to be good. Otherwise, courage will vanish, which should continually test itself. Greatness of soul will be lost, which can't stand out unless it disdains as petty what the mob regards as most desirable. So in here, I think Seneca's got a lot to say. I mean, I can see this going many different directions. So a couple notes that I wrote down on this were when he says, we must give up many things to which we are addicted, considering them to be good. I believe he's saying, and in essence in the entire paragraph, that we perceive things a certain way based on what other people tell us we should see them as. So, social media, for instance, it says, everything about social media is the norm. It's good. Everything's great. But we do find ourselves getting lost in social media as an escape, as something just like any type of entertainment. We just find ourselves mentally escaping into a place where it's like we're not being productive, but it's entertaining. It's not quite fun, but we're okay with just being lost on that platform or on that TV show or Netflix or whatever. And it's we find ourselves getting caught up in it. Reruns and, just binge watching shows and stuff. I mean, we find ourselves doing it all the time. Otherwise, courage will vanish, which should continually test itself. So courage is grown through struggle and, just really going after what you want and, pushing through things that you didn't think you could. So if we're just, being entertained all the time, then we're not giving ourselves the opportunity to grow, to be more self-aware, to be more self-confident, to, really gain the courage to do things that you have a dream about or an idea of, and is really restricting us. Greatness of soul will be lost, which cannot stand out unless it disdains as petty what the mob regards as most desirable. So I think this is just telling you that you should be focused on your originality. You should really look at yourself as, a single person that nobody else is like. And you should embrace that and really take that into account. And you should perceive yourself and the greatness that you have inside you as special. The greatness of soul will be lost. So you're giving up your greatness if you're just walking with the crowd, if you're not following your own path, if you're just doing what everybody else does because you think it's the right thing to do, even though deep down there's a voice that's saying, I don't agree with this, or, maybe you quieted it. A lot of people have just completely, they say that most people die before they pass away. And they die to themselves. They give up on their dreams or aspirations, or they just tell themselves that they can't do it, or they shouldn't do it, or they'll do it later, and they push it off and continually push it off until they completely give up on their dreams, and then they're just this empty shell of a person. And I feel like there's too many of those in society that have just given up, and it is a lot of the people that have worked and just done these jobs just to survive for a lot of their lives. And it's really sad. It's really sad to see, just somebody that's so drained and devoid of life because they gave up everything for financial gain, or, really just to support their families and stuff, which it's honorable, but there's a better way, find something that you love and follow that. You don't need millions of dollars. You don't need any of that. I mean, it's nice to have, but at the end of the day, it doesn't bring you happiness. Finding clarity in yourself and happiness with yourself, that's always going to be more important. Greatness of soul will be lost, which can't stand out unless it disdains as petty what the mob regards as most desirable. So you can't show your greatness. You can't experience your greatness if you're just following the crowd. You need to stand alone and really, be your own person, and really not quite look down, but look at other people that are following the crowd and be empathetic towards them. Understand that they may not have the mental capacity, the ability, or everybody has the ability, the mental capacity. Maybe they don't have the courage, at the moment to, push outside their boundaries and let everybody see them for what they are and what their greatness is. And, really just have empathy for those people and help them if, you get the opportunity. Greatness of soul will be lost, which can't stand out unless it disdains as petty what the mob regards as most desirable. I just love that line right now. I just keep coming back to it. It's beautiful. And maybe it's just something I need to hear. Maybe it's just reinforcing that what I'm trying to do here is worth putting in the effort and actually going for what I'm trying to do. So it's really good to hear. All right. What Ryan Holiday's going into after the quote, he tries to describe what he feels you should get out of that passage. So we're going to go into that. What we consider to be harmless indulgences can easily become full-blown addictions. We start with coffee in the morning, and soon enough we can't start the day without it. We check our email because that's part of our job, and soon enough we feel the phantom buzz of the phone in our pockets every few seconds. Soon enough, these harmless habits are running our lives. The little compulsions that drives, we have not only chip away at our... Wow, that's a weird sentence. Got you. The little compulsions and drives we have not only chip away at our freedom and sovereignty. Okay, they miswrote. My fault. The little compulsions that and drives have not only chipped away at our freedom and sovereignty, they have clouded our clarity. Wow, this one's really messing me up. The little compulsions and drives have not only chipped away at our freedom and sovereignty, they have clouded our clarity. Okay, that's better. I'm going to have to rewrite this one. We think we're in control, but are we really? As one addict put it, addiction is when we've lost the freedom to abstain. Let us reclaim that freedom. What addiction is for you can vary. Soda, drugs, complaining, gossip, the internet, biting your nails. But you must reclaim the ability to abstain, because within is your clarity and self-control. Just going to run through that last one again. The little compulsions and drives have not only chipped away at our freedom and sovereignty, they have clouded our clarity. We think we're in control, but are we really? As one addict put it, addiction is when we've lost the freedom to abstain. Let us regain that freedom. What that addiction is for you can vary. Soda, drugs, complaining, gossip, the internet, biting your nails. But you must reclaim the ability to abstain, because within it is your clarity and self-control. Okay, what I really feel the overview of this is when we're just so entertained. You know, we've put all our energy into just being entertained and just, you know, floating by without really trying to grasp our greatness. You know, trying to go after who we are and what we want and where we want to go. You know, trying to achieve our dreams. We've just, you know, put in place different fixes in our lives that, you know, waste time. They completely waste time, you know, and we become addicted to these things just so we don't have to find or search for who we are or what we want. Just like the coffee, you know, wake up in the morning, you get your fix, and then a week later, you need the coffee, you know, and the same thing with the phone. If, you know, you're used to getting a text every so often, or you used to checking your phone every so often, your body's gonna, you know, you mentally get that, like, you feel it buzzing in your pocket, and you're like, look at it, and then it's nothing. But you're like, why did I feel it? It's because your body's so used to needing that every few seconds, and it's really becoming an addiction. And, you know, if you put so many of these in place, it just completely fills up your day to the point where, you know, you're not actually going after your, you know, your own goals or anything. You're just, you know, biding your time, jumping through all these different entertaining things where we're keeping our mind occupied so we don't have to focus on what we're not doing or what we should be doing. So I look at this as a warning for you will never be great unless you stand apart from the social norms. And that's a scary thing, you know. Trying to stand apart from the crowd is never easy. You know, you feel you're going to get ridiculed or, you know, made fun of or, you know, put down by people. And I understand, you know, that's huge. You know, just being able to conquer a fear takes time and energy, but you may not know where to start. And you just have to look at what your fear is and where you want to go and how those two, you know, really disrupt each other. And you need to find out how you can fix one so they fit together. So if you've got a fear of speaking, begin just going out of your comfort zone. Fucking go speak. You know, go walk in the middle of the street, talk to yourself. in front of other people, because that's going to scare the shit out of you, and other people's going to look at you like you're crazy. But you have to learn to not care what other people think, because that's really the issue. The issue isn't talking in front of people, it's being the center of attention. And if you're scared of that, it's best to put yourself in a position where that has to happen for you to overcome it. So you got to really find what you want to do and how your personality reacts with that and how it meshes or how it clashes, and then try to reduce the amount of tension and the amount of restriction you have in your life and your abilities to achieve that, because it should be fluid. But you're going to have to go over all these challenges to get to the point where you're comfortable going out of your comfort zone and just, chopping it up to growing. And it's fun and it's scary and it's a mess. But at the end of the day, it'll be worth it. So just keep confidence in who you are. Really look at your originality and what makes you you and how that makes you different from other people, and really hold on to that. Don't try to be something for someone else if it's not you. If you don't agree with it, don't ever, follow somebody that you don't have the same mentality, the same views, because you're just going to be lying to yourself and trying to change yourself for somebody else that, doesn't really care how you feel. And the person who needs to care how you feel the most is yourself. So just go through this, see your addiction, fight against it, become, and, really radiate who you are to other people, and people will love you for it. All right, fellas. I think that's great. Find your addiction, go at it full force, and really just truly remain yourself. And don't be ashamed of who you are and your thoughts and your mindset, and really just stay you. All right, fellas. Much love. I'll catch you next time. This is the Daily Stoic Deep Dive with Thomas Center. I'll catch y'all later.